Okay, once again, another special guest. In fact, all the guests are special when they come on here, Mike, but you're very special because we've known each other for a long time. You're an inventor. You've got a great product. And we want to talk about your product. We want to talk about your process. So first of all, let's talk about your first product that you brought to market. We'll talk about how you did it, but let's talk about what that invention is.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's an honor to be interviewed by you because you were so helpful for me in starting this whole process. So I really appreciate that. And in 2014, I took your class. You guys taught me how to write my own PPAs and write sales sheets, and it's come in super handy for everything I've done since then. But yeah, my first product here is I don't know if you can see it very well, but yes. It's the Clean Hands changing pad. And like if I don't have a picture of it and someone wants to know what it is, I say it's like the dog cone of shame for babies, but they love it, and it helps them out during diaper time. So you can see this barrier goes around your child. They get to play with toys while you're changing their diaper, and it just makes diaper time fun for them and keeps the mess under control. Keeps the baby's hands out of the work that you're doing down below. Exactly.
I love the product, so congratulations. But
thanks.
You became a student. I love this part of the story too. You became a student, and but you ventured. You became a student to learn about licensing, but you went the other direction on us. So tell us why that happened, and then we'll dive into what you did. Okay.
Sure. So I attempted to license this product. I contacted over 60 companies, and like as you can see, it is. I understand why people were hesitant because it's kind of a goofy looking product. People don't know how people are going to react to it, and so I got a lot of no's and a lot of really hard no's. But I also knew how helpful it was for me because I have 6 kids, and I had one at the age where my daughter at the time, she was nonstop going, and she didn't want to just sit around while I was changing her diaper either. She wanted to see what was going on when I was trying to change her diaper. She's just a very curious mind, and that's not when you want them to be curious. So I made this prototype really first for myself. My mom knows how to sew, so she helped me make it. And then, I realized how helpful of a product it was. And so even though I was getting all these rejections, I knew it was a good product. And so I found someone locally that could make me a few samples, and I made a short video, posted it on my own Facebook page, and, made a website that was just one of those really simple websites that just has one product on it. And the video went viral in part because some people thought it was a horrible product. They thought it was, weird looking and stuff. And so people just shared it and talked about it. So I had both haters and fans, and people would argue about it online, and it just grew like instantly. And so I launched on Kickstarter. I did way better than I ever imagined I would do there. And I was able to feel safe, even with, I had 4 kids at the time. I was able to feel safe enough with the revenue coming in that I was able to quit my job and do this full time. And that's kind of where I went.
Well, how much money did you bring in that for the first launch of that product?
Yeah, so on Kickstarter, we were on there for just a little bit over a month, and we did over $120,000 in sales.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and that was before we had product, so it was amazing. I've never been in the red with the company. I've always been able to be profitable. So.
Well, you know what's amazing? Your sales sheet is so remarkable that I use it in all my presentations, and we're going to show it up on the screen here. James will find it.
Okay.
Because it's done so well. The product shows wonderful. You got a great one-line benefit statement at the top. Shows the product. It shows kind of 3 pictures of how it's done. It tells the story. It's a storyboard down below. It's one of my favorites. So congratulations. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're able to use it. The toys here, the toy loops, I don't know if you remember this, but that was some advice you gave me. You said, well, why don't you make some easy way to hang toys? And I'd heard that from a few other people, and then hearing it from you, I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And that ended up being a feature people like a lot. So,
well, I saw it and I thought, well, you've kind of isolated the hands. Now, what can you do? So I thought, well, have those things. So good for you.
Yeah.
So you're launching more products on crowdfunding. You're using the same format again. Are you expanding the line? What are you doing?
Yeah. So let me show you a couple of things that we've launched. So we ended up launching another version of our changing pad that was just larger, and then we launched this to go. It's a teether toy, so it's made of silicone. It's completely baby safe, and it's also a slide buckle. So you can turn any like dishcloth into a bib when you're out and about. If you're like, when I'm at my mom's house, for example, I don't want to carry around dirty bibs with me after eating, but she's always got a towel somewhere I can just make a quick bib out of, and then I don't have to bring it home with me. So we made this. This has been really popular because you can make a nursing cover out of it from a blanket or a cover for your stroller. And then we launched that with a new version of our changing pad, and that did really well. And then we have this little suction bowl set. So it's actually two bowls. One bowl becomes a lid to the other one, and then each of them have suction cups. So when you're at a restaurant, you can bring your kid's favorite snack, and then you can share with him something from your plate, and then just pack it up, and there's no mess and there's no garbage.
Well, Mike, how are you? Let's change real quick for a minute. How are you coming up with these new ideas?
Just having 6 kids and knowing what the pain points are is really what's been huge for me. I'm just, I realized that whenever I think, hey, someone should make this.
Okay.
Throughout my day, I just realized, well, I could probably make that. So
your kids are like are your kids your focus group?
Yeah, they are. Well, my wife especially, like, she's the one. Everyone needs someone in their life that they can, when they have an idea, if they want to be, creating products, they need someone in their life that they can tell their ideas to, who will honestly tell them if they're a horrible idea or not. So
I've got my wife's like that too. Okay. So.
Yeah. So I mean, most of my friends, anything I tell them, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's a great idea." But my wife, she'll let me know if it's a bad idea, and that's super helpful.
So crowdfunding is working for you. Has it worked every time?
No, it hasn't. So I've launched 5 Kickstarter campaigns, and 2 of them weren't successful. 3 of them were. So for me, Kickstarter's just huge because that's when you think you have a great idea, and once it's on Kickstarter, if people are willing to actually take money out of their wallets and pay, then you do have a really good idea.
All right. So it's not easy, is it? I mean, doing a Kickstarter campaign, there's a lot of thought behind it, there's a lot of work behind it.
Yep.
You have to do it right. You know how to do it. You've done it a couple times. So do you think that the products that did not do well, was it the product themselves or the execution? Do you have any idea why it didn't?
Well, that's the other good thing about it is you can get feedback. And so for one of my campaigns, it really was the product. It wasn't really what people wanted as much as I thought they did. For the other one, it was really the timing. I was just because of manufacturing timelines, I knew I'd be this far out, and I had a little bit of work to do before I really should have launched it. So it would be closer to the time when they're paying, because especially with baby products, people's kids grow up so fast they don't really want to buy something that's going to be 7 months out. So that was the main feedback that I got, and so we're still moving forward with that project. We're making a few adjustments to it, and then we'll launch it again.
That's a really good point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
wow. Okay. Has anybody copied you?
Yeah. So for our changing pad, we've had tons of knockoffs, and we have a patent. I did a provisional patent to begin with. I ended up turning that into a patent once I saw that the product was successful, and it took us a long time with Amazon to get them to actually honor our patent. Okay. But we finally got to that point. So we've had a lot of knockoffs. We were on Shark Tank, actually. So that's what really got the attention from a lot of the other manufacturers that were trying to knock us off later on. Lori Grenier, who did the on-air deal with us, she said, just know that about 2 or 3 months after this airs, you're going to have a bunch of knockoffs. And she was completely right.
She was right. Yeah, I think a lot of people are watching crowdfunding. They're watching TV shows. I mean, they're just watching. Right? Yeah. And there's so many places to sell online. It's easy for them to jump in. They're pretty fast at it. How do you police it now? I mean, do you do it by yourself, or do you hire someone like a company like Red Points that polices it for you? Or is it like whack-a-mole? What do you do?
Yeah, so I've worked with Red Points, but also Amazon is really the key. If I can keep Amazon clear, then I can make good sales. And so I've used Red Points in the past, but mostly I just focus on Amazon, and I have a guy that helps me out whenever there's a knockoff. He knows exactly who to contact, and they get that removed pretty quickly.
Are they taking your name and everything? I mean, do they take your image, your name?
They don't take my name, but they usually copy everything else. Like they take my photos, they take everything like that, and the product is really different. So I've gotten a lot of customers contacting me saying, "Hey, this product doesn't work," and then they send me a picture, and it's this knockoff of my product. So it does cause a lot of confusion in the market. So it's important.
Can hurt the brand if you're not on top of it.
Yeah.
Let's see. God, you covered a lot. Intellectual property. I'm sure that you trademarked the name, which is important.
Yeah.
You probably have a design patent or just a patent.
I have a utility patent.
Do you patent everything now or not?
I patent everything that has unique utility, and then other than that, I just work on the brand. Okay. But really, it's that provisional patent. It's so important to do that because otherwise, you're spending just tons of money on IP.
Well, did we help you figure that out at InventRight? I mean,
yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because of the class that you guys did on that, I write all my provisional patents, and I've never had a problem with lawyers after the fact being able to turn that into a utility patent. So.
Congratulations! No, it's so important to do it well, and if you do it well, it's a great first step, and then usually if you do it well, it's easy to go to a non-provisional. Where can people find you? Are you just online? Do you do any retail? I mean, tell us about that.
We do retail with small shops right now, and we're in the process of getting into Bye Bye Baby. We're also on like Walmart.com and Amazon.com, of course, and then we have our own website, SnoopyBee.com.
All right, we'll put everything down below. Mike, thank you very much. I love your product. I think you're a great designer, and now you're a great entrepreneur. I mean, you seem to be doing it all. How do you find time to raise all those kids and run this business?
I don't know. It's been pretty crazy, but my wife is just awesome and helping out with the company, and then my kids they get to come spend time with me at the office a lot of times too, and so I don't know. It's just a lot of juggling, but we make it work.
All right, Mike, thank you very much for sharing your experience, and congratulations on all your success.
Thanks again.